Hello, my name's Claire Marie Seddon and I'm the composer and musical director of A Christmas Carol. The role of a musical director can really differ from job to job. My experience has been quite different on the different projects I've worked on, but usually in the first instance you have to teach the musicians the music, and then you're usually involved quite heavily in the rehearsal process, making sure it's ticking along nicely, that you're involved with any changes in the music, making sure the composer's happy with the changes and how the music's sounding. And then you'll be involved in the dress rehearsal, the tech run, probably doing notes all through the performances. This experience is quite different. I'm actually in the band for A Christmas Carol, so it can be a little bit difficult giving myself notes and obviously hearing what else is going on. But the beauty of being in a studio is that someone can lay down their track. I can go over to the sound engineer, put my headphones on, listen to what's going on and decide which takes I like best. At the end of the process, I actually went away for a few days and then came back at the end of the week to listen with fresh ears to decide which takes we thought were the very best and that were going to be used in the final production. It was really exciting writing for an animation, and this production has actually been on before, but the music has differed because I did want to make changes for this production. One of the big differences is that we only had 3 musicians available. Luckily I worked with some fantastic multi-skilled musicians and we all picked up different instruments. We also had to sing, because we recorded during COVID times, we really wanted to keep the team as small as possible. Also, it was quite a challenge having not seen a lot of the animation, so luckily our director was kind of the middlewoman in the middle of the process, speaking to the animators and myself to really make sure everything in the world was syncing up together. Yeah, it's my first time working with animation, so I'm really excited to see how it comes together. I did imagine, I saw a couple of the very early sketches, and I thought, oh goodness, they feel quite scary in parts, and I really loved that. So the theme for Marley's ghost, for instance, and the ghostly visits to Scrooge, I really wanted to make sure they were quite sinister. So it was really great to have those images in my mind to create an atmospheric setting that really builds in tension. I don't think you can do A Christmas Carol without at least one Christmas Carol. In our version we've got 4. We have a jazzy version of The Holly and the Ivy for Fred's party theme. We have a quite sinister lullaby version for when Scrooge is expecting his first ghost. We have some kind of terrifying carol singers outside Scrooge's door singing God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. And then we have hopefully quite a beautiful uplifting version of In the Bleak Midwinter. I'm really looking forward to seeing Marley's ghost, actually. I play the brass instruments in the band, and I played tenor horn for this part, and I never got to do this in the live version because I was running around somewhere else doing some acting. So it was really nice to add the tenor horn to this section, and we actually doubled it up, so there's 2 tenor horns on it, and we were working with harmony and making some really interesting sounds and effects. And I'm really excited to hear how that's come out. I really enjoyed working on the theme for A Ghost of Christmas Past. We spoke quite a lot about this character and we really wanted to find a childlike quality. As it's the first ghost, we didn't want something super scary or spooky. we wanted something that was actually quite romantic sounding and quite sad, because the Ghost of Christmas Past job is to take Scrooge to moments in his past that were actually quite lovely. So we got to meet his sister Fanny and Belle, who's the woman that he always loved but never ended up with. So I wanted to write something quite beautiful and quite delicate, that was almost like the first seed of doubt planted in Scrooge's mind, thinking, oh, maybe if I was a bit better, things would have ended up differently. That was a really nice piece to write.